Meow, 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 meow.
It's going right in.
All right.
Diving.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from tbriz Studios, it's the Adult Baby Show.
Woo! We're back!
Yeah. What's up? Welcome to the Adult Baby Show. We are your hosts. I am tbriz.
TikTok, you don't stop. I'm B, coming back with energy. Hi.
Oh, and I'm Chic.
Yeah, we got a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Downtown Ian is in the building. Energy is back, baby. Let's bring the energy.
Feel it.
We're high-fiving on here.
Feel it.
Yeah, look at
Bring
this.
it.
Did we lose energy?
You know,
I think we gassed.
I was a little tired, but I feel I got my my Gatorade.
You got to re-up on electrolytes.
Yeah, man. I need electrolytes.
You know what it is? This is a podcast, and we're in a room, and all people hear is the audio. But what's going on outside, I think, is affecting our mood, and that doesn't come. No, if we don't talk about it, nobody knows that it's raining.
It's like
very
Seattle out
dreary.
there.
It's like Seattle out
Yeah,
there.
it is depressing.
So there's kind of this depressive, sad thing going on.
Cats are dead. Birds are dead. It's a gloom and doom.
Right.
Yeah, we spent like 45 minutes talking about dead animals and
Yeah.
weird stuff. And
That last episode we just recorded. People know if you listen, you know we record these back to back. And the last one we talked about Chick losing a job, animals getting run over by cars. It was a morbid episode.
It was.
It wasn't
I hope
positive,
it was
that's for
funny.
sure.
Was it funny? Was
It
the
had its
last
parts.
episode funny? Does anybody remember if it was funny? If that's listening right now, hold on. Let's give them a chance to say out loud.
Yeah, let them catch up. Yeah, I think I heard one person.
I heard a
say-
response. I heard a response.
I felt nods.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I felt nods.
One
Yes, they
person
were
said
saying,
yes.
Yep. Hilarious.
A lot of nods.
All right, let's get right into this. I got a little story, but before I start it, I'll transition by asking you guys a question.
Okay.
Do you know what your name is in Spanish?
Brendo.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Sounds like a superhero.
Well, when I worked at McDonald's, that's what they
Brendo.
would call me.
They
Brendo.
called you Brendo.
Brendo.
Maybe that's because they couldn't pronounce your full name.
Yeah, maybe. But
Chick, what about you?
Tomas.
Tomas. That's an
Ooh.
easy one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got an easy one.
Ian?
I'm left out. I think I learned this, and I've never fact-checked it, but my high school Spanish teacher, Senora Tamen, she told me there is no interpretation of Downtown Ian. So I was just referred to as Jose. So I'm Jose.
Get out of here. Was that
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
We were in Spanish together. Isn't that
We
when I
were in
met
Spanish
you?
together. That's right. We did meet in Spanish class.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It all came
And
out.
I was Jose.
And,
How about you?
Best day of my life, worst day of Ian's.
Because we met, and he's saying, it's a thing, because it's us.
So Ian is actually an Irish name. It's Gaelic for John, I think, isn't it? And
Correct.
Is
Is that
Jose?
true? I didn't know
No, but
Yeah.
John is Juan in Spanish, isn't it?
Wait.
What is Jose? Joe?
I think so.
Joey?
I think she just gave up. She goes, I'm not going to fact check the background of this guy's name. She was going through the class like, oh, this is your name in Spanish. This is your name. And she got to Ian and was like, you're Jose.
Yeah.
Let's move on from this.
Wait, Ian's really Gaelic for John?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah. So my name, I have a similar situation where my name is Taylor, and in Spanish there's no, not that I know of, or at least that my Spanish teachers knew of, and so I always got to pick my name. But my name in Spanish is Pepe. I am Pepe. I am known as Pepe in the circle of the Spanish community of my life,
Okay.
which is basically the laundromat where I drop my laundry off.
They call you Pepe?
I am known as Pepe. And in case you guys want proof, I have a laundry receipt right here. B, do me a favor and just go ahead and read that off. Read what you see on there.
It says name. Pepe.
Can I please see this?
Pepe.
Pepe.
I don't know what Pepe means in Spanish. Does
How
it
did
mean,
this start?
Does it mean Peter?
I love how we're passing this around like it's like a classroom. Everyone take a
right.
look.
Everyone
Pass it
take a look.
around. Look at it.
So to compliment the
And take
episode,
it.
we're going to post this up on Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram,
Oh,
Adult
that's
Baby
great.
Show on Instagram, go follow us. But Pepe, they love me over
Well,
there.
how did that happen?
They would put my name on the thing when I first started going. You give your name at the laundromat. I do the drop off. What is he doing?
Sorry.
What is
I
that?
was playing my name in Spanish.
Let's play it
just-
into the microphone.
Brendan.
Brendan.
They just rolled the B. Sorry.
So I would go to the laundromat and drop off my stuff, and they kept putting my real name. They were putting Taylor. And I got a little friendly with the ladies at the laundromat, and I try my best to talk in Spanish because it's kind of fun, and I don't know many words. And actually, I get a lot of words wrong. I remember them looking at me funny because I would say, mi nombre es, because I thought I meant my name is. But
Your number.
yeah, because me amo is my name, and I remember the first couple times they were just looking at me funny, like mi nombre es. They thought I was trying to give them my phone number or something. They were like,
My number's Peppy.
mi nombre es Fernando. That's what I wanted my
It's
name
like you're
to be.
giving them your safe word.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
So anyway, I told them a little story. I said, when they said, okay, then they write my name on the thing, and I said, you know what? Put down Pepe. And she laughed hysterically. She's like, Pepe? Pepe? K. And I'm like, so I told her a story in Spanish the best I could about how when I was in school, they were going around the room picking out names for, toward you. What's your name? Okay, this is your Spanish name. What's your name? This is your Spanish name. They got to me. What's your name? I said, Taylor. The teacher just goes, you can just pick a name, because they didn't have one. So I wanted to be funny, and I was like, I looked at the list of names. I was like, I'll be Pepe. Pepe.
I love that
So
name.
I picked Pepe, and the lady lost it. She fucking was cracking up. In escuela, me amo es Pepe. she's like, what does that mean? Like half the story was like that. So now they write my fucking name on the laundry receipt as
so
Pepe. And when they
great.
come in, they go, oh, Pepe, hola. And they laugh. They think because I told them that all of them, it spread. I told one lady the name, and then they all started putting my name down as Pepe. So
They're
my
talking.
God.
They're
They're chatting.
That was probably a big piece of gossip right when you left. That was an all-day talk about
They
Pepe.
probably told
It
their
grew very
families.
quickly. Yeah.
So that was my little
That's
story.
great.
That's my
that's
name
hilarious.
in Spanish. And
Pepe.
yeah, Pepe. I don't have a transition into anything else.
By the way, the night of that show, that Sunday night where she bailed on you, show started at 7 o'clock. At 6:45, I texted Chic. I'm like, hey, you coming or something like that? And he goes, yeah, what time does it start? I'm like, in the lobby. The guy's like, anybody expecting more people? And I'm just like, maybe. I don't know.
I got there
And
on time, man.
Yeah, you just made it.
That was the same thing on Wednesday. We went to your comedy show at Croxley's in Farmingdale.
Yes.
And I get a text from Chic as the show's starting. Yo, is it even worth coming anymore? I just woke up. I'm like, yeah, it's just starting to get here. And I felt like you were disappointed that you could still make it on time. You were like,
I was having a rough day. That was the day after I found out I got it.
You didn't
That's
have
how
to
I am.
show up. Like, you kind of brought the place down.
Your
But you know what?
presence
Half the
depressed.
people, I showed up, I came in, I watched you guys said, I said hello to you. I didn't even talk to Taylor. There was a couple people I saw over there, and then I fucking beelined right out of there once it was over. I was in no mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But I was there for you, B. I saw you at set.
Thank you. That's all that counts.
we got another story involving Chic loves to screenshot things and send them to me and
Yeah.
B during the week.
It's risky business, by the way.
Yeah.
What, screenshotting and
Screenshotting,
sending?
so you get that one incidental send back to the person you're screenshotting.
Oh, I've done that
and
before.
that's a big that's a big one.
That'll happen.
That's a big one.
That's happened.
And there's no explaining that.
No.
No,
You're
no,
just might as well go.
I
Yep.
said, I didn't even mean to do that. It was an accident.
You should just dive right in and go, yep, I was sending that to somebody else. Sorry.
Yeah.
I sent it back to you, our conversation that I find ridiculous. Accidentally sent it back to you. You know it was going to someone else. Own up.
Yeah.
Own up.
You got it.
And then, what are you going to do about it? You know what? Yeah, I was sending that to somebody else. What are you going to do about it?
Oh,
I get a text this week, the group text, me and B and Chic. And this one from Chic says, some Spanish broad who lives in France is talking to me on Facebook Messenger. LOL. She said she saw me on Suggested Friends and wants to be friends. LMAO. This is B's response. That doesn't sound suspicious at all. You should totally go for it. By the way, if you haven't figured it out, this is the beginning to Chic gets catfished. sends us a screenshot, and it's this picture of this very beautiful, cute-looking girl, like what I could tell from the little thumbnail shot of her, but just imagine. It says, "Hello, how are you?" Chick. Now he's sending us I don't know why he's sending us this conversation, especially after B's text.
Most of the things I do are for the podcast.
Yeah. So,
by the way, I just want to say, he was doing this all at work. You think this had you're not working? You're just doing.
No, I don't know if this started at work. Honestly,
okay,
I don't remember.
Go on.
Oh, there's a text in here that proves it was. I'm gonna have to read that one off.
Was it? I gotta go take a nap now. Well, I'm at the snack shack.
So she says, "Hello, how are you?" Chick writes back, "I'm good. How are you?" She writes back, "Fine. I do not know you, but I want to be friends if you do not mind."
So can I just pause right there? Here, this is where you should have did a power move. Immediate dick pic.
Yeah.
Boom. Just get right in. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Wow. So this is the thing.
Go for it.
This is the thing, Ian. I think at this point, Chick doesn't want to ruin his chances with this person with such a bold move, because his response is he's playing it real smooth. He think, wow, this chick really likes me already. She says, "I do not know you, but I want to be friends if you do not mind." He says, "That's okay. What makes you want to be friends?" He wants out. She says, "I saw you."
Because he said be suspicious, so now I'm trying to see what she comes up with.
I was saying that
That's a slow dance.
because this is obviously
It is obvious, but I like to entertain things for no reason. I play with fire.
He's a
Let's
slow
see.
dancer. He likes it.
He likes to entertain things. I like your explanation of it.
She lives in France. What the fuck am I gonna do?
I think your explanation of it is bullshit. Because
You always think my explanations are bullshit.
yeah,
I love that
because
you believe she lives in France.
you think you just hit some sort of jackpot lottery, that you just found some sex crazy Spanish chick from France that actually really wants you in real life based on your Facebook profile.
She lives in France. What am I gonna? I'm never gonna.
But is that what you were thinking?
No.
Then why were you talking to her? Why did you let this continue?
I just fucking why not?
Because you
Why
literally
not?
were thinking, you know what? This is really bad. I'm gonna play with fire right now. I'm gonna
Go.
play with fire. Not maybe
finish
this Spanish
reading
girl
it.
really loves me.
Yeah, let's finish reading. It
Maybe
gets a
I
lot
found
better.
the woman of my dreams.
I bet you we go through that search history. There's a whole list of Expedia and flights to France.
This dude was already imagining being a fucking All right, so
French citizen.
exactly. So he says, she said, "I saw you had suggested in French books, and then I added you. If you do not mind, I would know you." Some weird broken English comment. He says, "I don't mind, was just curious." This sentence has an exclamation point at the end of it. "We can be friends." These are definitely going on Instagram.
Oh my
by
God,
the way.
yes, they are.
We're
That's
putting
fun.
this on Instagram.
Long distance relationships are tough.
Okay. So now
From
that
the
she's
city of love.
now that she's got him on the hook, she had him on the hook the second she sent him a message. She says, "I'm 24 years old. I am of Spanish origin, but I live in France at the moment. And you?" Here's Chick. "I live in New York, born and raised." You're kidding me. Why did you say born and raised?
I don't know.
Because you're playing it smooth.
She's got two places. I only got one.
Because at this point, you
love how
still have a part in your head that says, if this is real, I want to be real cool and make this chick think I'm real cool.
Born and raised. Oh, God.
She says, "Nice to meet you. So tell me what you do in life and work." This is where the screenshot part of the text ends, and Brendan chimes in. And Brendan says, "You know you're talking to some dude from overseas, right?" I write back, LMAO with like 5 O's. LMAO. Chick writes, LMAO. I say at some point, don't be surprised if they ask to wire some money, because this is on the level of that Nigeria Prince type scam when they send you the email.
Hey, I'd love to come to New York to see you. Buy my flight for me. Send me some money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll give you the money when I get there.
And this dude's fucking, already calling people up trying to borrow money.
Yeah.
Because he don't have any of his own. Come on, I gotta go meet my future wife in France. I just need a couple hundred. Yeah. So I say at some point, don't be surprised if they ask you to wire money. And here's Chick's attitude: Probably, but we'll see where it goes. LOL. We'll see where it goes. We know. Me and Briam's already told you where it's going to go.
We knew where it was going.
just like
You're not
to see what
listening.
happens.
But this is
Sentence
it.
one, we knew where this goes.
Yeah. I think everybody who listening to this podcast is saying the same thing. Yeah, we know where this is going to go. You did not know at this point.
Yes, I.
But sentence one, delete and block.
He said,
Get out of there.
yeah. Her picture is cute. LOL. Chick says to us in his own defense, we're like, we know. That's one of the reasons you're still talking to me. You believe she's this cute girl. Like, I know. Brendan says, instead of Find Chick a Chick, which is a segment that we did for the podcast where we found Chick a Chick, he said, we can do Watch Chick Get Catfished. Okay, Chick. LMFAO, says Chick.
I wish we just had. I wish you all had a massive amount of funding for the show, which you do.
Yeah.
So maybe we could send Tom to France.
With a camera crew watching.
Guys, I forgot to write down what time we started this effing episode. What's it been,
We
like 20
started.
minutes?
It's been almost a half hour.
3:40. I'll write down. All right, so back to the story. Chick, now the banter between the three of us has stopped, and Chick is sending us screenshots again because the catfish comment from Brendan, my wire money comment hasn't kicked in yet, and he's still in denial about that stuff. So he sends us a screenshot. She says, "Are you married and have children?" He says, "Nope, single." You? She says, "I'm single and without kids, but tell me what you were doing at the moment." Chick says, "Working."
He is working.
Why? What's up? So there it is. You were at work when you were doing this.
Do I need to fake a sickness? Are you vomiting in the
Oh, shit. What day was this?
Oh my God!
This was on Monday. Oh, shit. This was
This is the day you got fired?
No, I got fired on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So, I'm like, wait a minute. We might have just spilled the beans.
listen, I'm not really feeling too well.
Yeah.
They got to go home and webcam with a fucking.
I had to go pack.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So
I got to pack for France.
So, Brendan, well, actually, Chick put at the end of that when he wrote "working." Why? What's up? Chick put on his little text. He put a message. Here it comes. Like, here what comes? We already told you what's coming. Why did you do that? And Brendan,
That's when you're gonna hit me for the money. I'm
Right.
thinking.
No, so Brendan wrote, "LOL, can you get to a bank ASAP?" Like, this is what we're predicting. So she writes back to his "Why? What's up?" comment. Oh, this plays into the Spanish thing in the beginning, too. She says, "Estoy en casa en mi habitación, en mi cama, pero dime te gusta el sexo." And then she translates it for him.
Yeah.
"I'm in my room, in my bed, but tell me, you like sex?" Oh, that'd be a chiming in again. She, in quotes, I say, "This Facebook profile is not the person in that picture. They are going to scam you and try to take your money/identity." Because I don't know how much more flat out I can put it when I see him send me this. Oh, what is Chick's comment about that? "She's an online whore, LMAO." That's what he says about it. Like, dude, no. She's scared. This not even a she. We don't know if it's a she. It could be anyone.
Online scam fucking whores. The ones who do the webcam chicks for money.
Brendan chimes in again. "Why are you even entertaining this?"
I'm still asking you that.
But
Why?
of course, with proper text etiquette, there's an LOL at the end of it.
Yeah, of
Why are
course.
you even entertaining this? LOL. We have to put LOL after anything. And P's next comment: "It's a man with a penis." Chick says, "LOL, I'm done now." Okay, he says he's done now. About 5 minutes later, there's a timestamp on this one that says, "She just video chatted me." LOL.
She tried to video chat me. I had to decline it.
Or tried, he said. "I picked up. She's actually hot." What did you just say? You declined it? This guy's just such a fucking liar. As
No.
I'm reading the fucking next
Dude.
text, he says, "I picked up. She's
And declined
actually."
it. You hang up. Picked up
But
and
you
hung
saw
up.
her. You said
Yeah.
that she was hot.
So I just wanted to see what it was. I picked it up and hung up. I was at work. I was getting fucking fired in a second if I'm video chatting.
He's on the verge of being fired.
I wish it was a huge dick. Like they got to you first. My initial instinct was like throw the dick pic in, you delay it, and then they get you.
My
doing
thing
it.
was see what's on the other end and delete it.
Right. So he picked up. She's actually hot. Then I hung up.
Exactly. You always think I'm lying, but I'm not.
All right. Well, the way you said it, maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe it was. Maybe I heard it wrong.
Assumptions on you, most likely.
Maybe I heard it wrong.
It did.
I know. No, Tom,
it did play out that way.
Listen,
it did play out that. You're like, nah, I didn't pick it up, and then he's like,
yeah.
Well,
the next thing he sees that picked up.
But anyway,
we know.
get it,
You
we
always
get it.
tell the truth. We know that.
I do.
Tom, truthful.
I do.
Chick.
Tom, truthful.
fucking do.
Tom, the truth teller. Chick.
Truthful Tommy.
Truthful Tommy. Honest Tom.
Go to the next part.
Tommy the
Gets
truth.
better.
Kid never tells a
This gets
lie.
better because then I get nervous.
Yeah, because he sends a screenshot. He screenshotted her. He didn't hang up the call first. He screenshotted it. God knows what else happened because he's telling us he hung up, but I don't know what else happened on this phone call. Something may have happened. Let's just say
Nothing
that.
could have happened. I'm in a cubicle with people all around me. I promise you, nothing happened.
This isn't why you got fired. You get caught tugging your meat to
nothing to do with it.
French,
I
Spanish,
can
French
show you
chick.
my termination notice that I got mailed to me. It had nothing to do with this.
So anyway, I wrote back, Tom, if you want to jerk off to porn, it's free. He goes, LOL, I'm bored at work. I'm not doing anything.
Oh God, this could not have played out any. I'm sorry you lost your job, but it couldn't have played out any better. That all this is happening the day before he gets fired.
I know. Oh God. Then we laugh it up. All right, and now we're on to these other conversations. We drop it. He's not talking about the thing anymore. He's asking B if he's got his tickets at Croxley's. Should be fun. You got my ticket. Blah blah blah. I'm scrolling down.
Then I had to do this.
And then all of a sudden, B sends a screenshot to us, and his screenshot is of Chick's Facebook profile that reads, "Do not open any DMs from me. My account may have been hacked." There it is.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
It didn't. It was just nothing got. But I was really nervous after I did the pickup thing and all that. I was like, I have to throw this out there. Did anybody get any private messages? No.
I don't know. Did anybody get it?
No,
Let us know.
All of you are friends with me. I
don't
promise
think
you,
I
you
did.
didn't.
I want to go back to how amazing this is that you mentioned that this has all been happening because, a short while ago, we're all, a couple technicalities, a few latenesses, 10:01, 10:02, and it's like, well, he's coming at 10:01, 10:02. It's not so bad, but the guy's literally getting catfished at broadcast. That's right now. We can't have this. We can't have this in the office.
Oh, that's poor guy.
Let's see what time this all started happening, should we?
Go for it.
So
Yes.
it was on Monday. And let's see, the first, some Spanish broad who lives in, this was the very first message, all right? So it was on Monday at 10:12 a.m., 12 minutes after you got into work. You're on Facebook getting catfished at work. And then you got fired the
Well, I
next
got
day.
hit with the direct message first. That's why I even looked at it.
Right.
Wow.
I'm on my phone normally, but I'm saying that she went
What's
right
their
to
phone
the DM.
policy there? How do they feel about that?
Everybody's on their phones all day.
Everybody's on their phones all day. Nobody does any work. They just on their phones all day.
We're
Everyone.
in a phone call, so when the phone comes in, then I answer the phone. But most of the time, I'm on my phone all day.
That's just one of those you get.
Tommy truths. He's telling the truth, guys. That's 100% fact.
Chick takes a look at that DM and he goes, "Man, this Monday really turned around quick."
Tommy Chick getting catfish. You guys ever have an experience like that or what?
This is just not really that interesting, but I literally shut these scammers down. Someone was calling me we're from this recruiting firm and we saw your resume online. We want to have a quick conversation with you. So I just go, okay, and I wait. Mm-hmm. And then this woman just starts rambling and rambling and rambling. And then she goes, so, can we have your name? And I was like, yeah, it's Ian Brown. And she's like, okay. And then she starts asking me for my zip code and my email address. And I go, I'm sorry, what company are you working for? Completely bypasses that statement. And then I just go, can I just check out your guys' website? And she goes, oh, we completely understand, blah, blah, blah. And she gives me some back-end response and goes, so can I have your zip code again? And I go, can you answer my question? And she just hangs up the phone. Just like, and it was, I'm like, block that number.
They called you and you answered?
Yeah.
And you talked for that long. That's even longer than I talked, but at least you didn't give them what they wanted.
Yeah.
Because
I caught on very quickly, and I was like, let me see how many times I could ask something.
Yeah.
And I went like 2, and then I was like, I asked 2 different questions.
That's
I was like, I want to see how many times I ask a different question that they completely just disregard, and then gave me a third one, and my response was, can you answer one of my questions? And then they just hung up the phone.
Well, be careful. Never give your information out if somebody calls
don't
you and
give
starts
it out.
asking for it. If somebody calls you, never, ever, ever do it over the phone. Get off the phone. Say, where's your brick and mortar store? I'll go into a branch and I'll talk to somebody there. That's my advice for anybody out there.
Because the IRS will never call you. The only way they contact you is through mail, and people get calls saying like the IRS wants the collections. That's a huge fucking scam.
Right. That goes under exactly what I just said. If anybody calls you, anybody. Yeah, even the IRS. I said anybody.
Including the
I'm
IRS.
just
Including the
reiterating
IRS.
it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Especially the IRS.
Especially. And now I forgot what else I was going to say.
Oh, gee, what are you calling for? More money? Tax man? Listen up, tax man. You're not getting anything else from me. That's what I say.
Exactly what I say
call
too.
me.
So there's this other scam where they call and ask your name and you say it and they hang up because they want the recording of your name so they can use it to like voice recognition type bullshit. So don't even say your fucking name. I fell for that one once.
I know,
And
I
somebody
said
hung
mine.
up and I panicked all day because they said, actually, no, they called me and they go, hello, is this, who am I speaking with? And I said, they go, is this Taylor? And I go, Taylor Brown, how you doing? And they hung up. And I was like, what the hell? Because my office work phone. And I thought it was work related.
Yep.
And then I panicked and I looked it up. I said, well, who would call and hang up on me like that? Who would do that? And that's one of the scams. They'll record your voice. So be careful. Don't give them anything. And here's another quick one, unless somebody else. Well, Chick, you were waving me down before while Ian was talking.
You look like you were trying to land a
I sent
plane.
you a text. That's why I just wanted you to look at your phone.
You want to interrupt the podcast
Well, if you looked at it,
so I could look at the text you sent me?
wasn't interrupting. I was just trying
Let's
to get
see.
your
What
attention
does
to
this
see
text say? Started at 3:35.
You asked before what time we started. I was just. You didn't have to see. You're making
You wanted-
more of the interruption now because all I did was just try and get you to look at my eyes and then say, just look at the phone. So you
I'm
knew
just
what
looking
time
for a
we
reason to make
started.
fun of you, to be honest. I love doing that. Anyway. All right. Thanks, Chick. I appreciate it. Podcast started at 3:35. There you go. All right. Anyway. What were we
right.
talking about? Oh, scams.
Getting scammed.
So I got another one. My mom calls me up one day, and there's these ones that pop up on your computer, and they're really smart. They'll block your entire screen.
I got one of those too, yeah.
Yeah. They'll say you need to call this number because everything on your computer is locked until you call this number. And you call them, and they pretend to be Windows support or whatever computer support they are, and they try to take your information. And my mom fell for that. She called them and called the number, and then finally decided to call me. I don't remember where I was going with the story at all. But basically, don't do it.
What do they
It's bad.
say? What do they say when you? Because I've never called up. I got that a couple times, and I just shut my computer off, and eventually it I was able to open it up again. Like I spent a day with it. I just didn't pick it up. I was on a risky website. What I was on.
Well, yeah, sometimes.
I want to
those
add on to
websites.
something that you mentioned too, because now you're making me more paranoid. But I'll be fine.
Did I just make you paranoid not saying your name?
Yeah.
About them.
Ian just shut up for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I
I
think
see his face is turning red over there. He's getting
I'm thinking of more of something I was listening to several months ago in relation to that. There is now, and only one company has it, and I believe it's Adobe. But I was listening to this whole podcast on how they've created this software that as long as they have about an hour of you speaking, they can record and make you say anything. And they showcase this at a big event.
That's crazy.
So
And-
we're all screwed.
So this is where, and what they're saying, what they're really trying to license this to is movies. So they say, look, you want to change, you edited this whole movie, you want to change the line, you don't need to fly this guy back. But we have a whole bunch of cuts of him, we can make them saying that. But now there's this whole danger of, how are you going to believe, if this gets out, how are you going to believe anything that's tape recorded?
Yeah.
Like, think about the repercussions of just someone going, oh, I didn't say that. nope, that wasn't me. They made that up. They made that whole tape up. It's not real. So now just like that whole image of like we got the video and we got the recording. Where does that go from there?
That's crazy.
What can you believe?
Especially because we almost are moving closer to an age where the level of surveillance is getting a little bit frightening.
Yeah.
And that we say there's video cameras of everything everywhere, that at some point we're just going to be being watched, and you can the surveillance is out of control. But now add an extra layer where there's tons of surveillance, but none of it can be valid or trusted anymore. So it kind of negates the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I'm scared of people watching me. I'm scared that there's cameras everywhere. My privacy feels invaded. But now I have this thing to fall back on where it's like none of that shit can be used for anything because it could just be doctored right up and just as believable. So it's not even, you can't even be used as evidence. You think we're headed there?
Getting too technological.
And just think about-
for our own good.
People are already lying enough. Right?
Yeah,
like just
right.
and now like I got you on recording. No, that's not me. That's not me.
Yeah.
Like that the level of lying is also just going to go through the roof on you could just deny anything.
Yeah,
at
deny
this
till you
point.
die.
Exactly.
Check his house. He's got an IBM supercomputer in his garage, and he made this whole video up. He made the whole thing up. He got those
God.
Eagles tickets.
Technology, all those movies that we thought were like so far-fetched, like fucking iRobot and all the things have become.
Dude, I've been saying Terminator is going to kill us all since the day start.
Step one.
Terminator.
It could.
I just hope I'm
crazy
dead before the
shit.
technological fucking apocalypse happens.
Okay.
Some crazy shit. All right, Ian is here again on this episode. He told a story on the last week's episode, and he had two stories. We pushed the second story over into this one, so we get another Ian story. Or did you guys didn't have any? Did you have any stories for that? Is it okay for Ian to tell his story?
Please.
Did you have a story?
No.
I feel like B's not getting enough attention.
No.
So he's got no story.
Chick was just staring at me, and I was like, well, I don't know what
I thought you were looking. I thought you were.
No, he was doing the same thing I was watching do with you before, and I don't know. I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
This
doing
is what
anything,
Chick
you just
does during
looked
the-
at me.
Like I can't talk right now, and he's next to me, just like.
If anybody listens to the podcast and doesn't watch the YouTube, they don't see these little things.
I
And Chick
know.
does stuff like that. Like, we'll be talking, and we're actively talking about something in the podcast, and he'll like raise his phone up in the air and wave it at us. And we're like, well, what? We're talking. We're doing a podcast.
And then when you do that,
there's only
everybody
three
else-
of us, and you're distracting. You're distracting all of us, and there's no podcast. If all of us are distracted, we're going to be podcasting.
I wasn't even doing it. You were looking at me. That's why I turned around.
I was looking at
Of
Ian.
course,
All right.
no, it's all right. It's never Chick's fault, and we believe that because he's
I take
honest
blame
Tom.
all the fucking time.
He tells all the truths every time.
I
Truthful
promise
Tom.
you, I'm the most honest person in this fucking table.
Oh really?
Oh yeah,
I don't know
that's
about
a
that.
fact.
Yeah, it sure it is. All right, Ian, let's get us with your other story.
I'm going to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it in Chick fashion. So the story starts.
Can you tell the story like
slow
Pulp
and
Fiction
bad.
fashion, like backwards? Wait, tell us the ending first.
I don't want to tell the end first.
All right, all right.
This is. I'll just go through it. So
If you had to describe this story as one color, what color would it be?
shit brown. Shit brown, because this involves a shitting incident that happened to me recently. That was the closest call I think I've ever had in my life. And it was on a wonderful 2-week vacation to Italy.
Oh, yeah, you went to Italy. also.
Italia. Yeah,
That's
so
right. Yes. All right.
wonderful trip. Happened. It was in May, and we spent part of the trip we spent on the Amalfi Coast. It's my girlfriend and I, and we do like to hike on our not only on trips but just in general for fun, for recreation. So she sees that on the Amalfi Coast they have this hiking path called the Path of the Gods. Nothing insane. It's about a 3-hour hike. We're really looking forward to it. So we love to get up early as well, so there's not really a lot of people on the trail. We like the tranquility and the isolation. So this is also in an area where it's a very high tourist area. People do hike midday also. It's going to be too hot. There'll also be more people there. We like to be by ourselves for this. So we get up we set the alarm at 5:30 in the morning to go take this hike, and we venture out. And we stayed at an Airbnb. And just so if anyone's not familiar with the Amalfi Coast in Italy, it's a cliffside town. So there's no real flat walking anywhere. It's up and down. No matter where you're going, even if you're going to the supermarket down the street, you're kind of walking on hills because you're on the cliffside. And this path is up, very highly elevated. So no matter which side you're taking it from, there's a lot of steps to start. And it took us about 25 minutes just to walk to the front of this trail, the entry point from where our Airbnb was. So nice and early in the morning, we're walking through. Everything's quiet. Nothing is open. It's so early enough that nobody's around and there is nothing open. And there's not a lot of stores everywhere in this area. Just so you know, cliffside town, very old. We get to the front of the hiking trail. Here it is. We see the sign for the Path of the Gods. And I'm not kidding. At that very moment that I'm actually taking a photo of the sign, diarrhea needle hits me right between my butt cheeks. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, God.
You know that needle that hits you when you squeeze up? Boom. Hits me right in between my butt cheeks, right in my butthole. And I'm like, oh.
Wait,
no.
now, are you haven't started hiking yet?
No. This is the front of the trail. But here's the thing. If I'm good, there's nowhere to go. No stores are open. And if I want to go back and get this out, it's going to take an hour. Because it's 25 minutes back. I'm going to have to do my business and walk 25 minutes back. It's going to be very annoying.
It's a 25-minute walk to the nearest bathroom?
Back to my Airbnb, yes.
The Airbnb?
But is
there people around you?
There's nobody around.
And there trees around? Is it wooded or is it a field meadow wide open?
Right now, we're on the ground level, so it's just very closed sidewalks and like residential for their area. So it's the base of the hike. So we're about to get into area where I can do it in the woods.
Where there's fields and stuff, but there's houses around.
Yes, right now.
There's people in the houses.
Small cliffside houses. They're all asleep. It's all asleep. It's quiet. It's serene. So there's no option for me at this very moment to poop. But here's what happens.
That's debatable.
Yeah, it seems like you had an option.
There is
Chick,
options.
what do you think about this?
There's always an option. If you gotta go, you gotta go, man.
What would you have done?
I shat in the side of a road once in the highway. You're talking to the wrong guy.
I want to go to this story now.
Yeah.
Good use of the past tense of shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Shat
Very
on
nice.
I shat on the side of the road once. Don't even ask me. I would have had this. This story would be over right now.
Yeah,
if this was
I
me.
shat on the side of a trail.
It
Story
sounds
ended.
like it wasn't as much of it because if it wasn't a needle, if it wasn't a diarrhea needle, and it was a diarrhea butcher's knife, then it sounds like you might have had no chance.
I've never heard that term.
A diarrhea
Yeah,
machete, then you might have had to just say, "Oh, I got no choice," and whip the pants down and lean up against somebody's house and just give him a new spray paint job right on the base of the house there.
Here's the thing. I'm in a very good mood right now. I'm very excited for this hike. It's beautiful out. So I am irresponsibly overconfident at this point in time.
There we go.
Irresponsibly overconfident that this is going to be fine.
Yeah.
So a diarrhea needle hits me. And we're in Italy, so I should say
That gets funnier every time I hear it.
right?
I was just gonna say, I've never heard that
I've never
term
heard
before,
that term
yeah.
either, but I love it.
It makes a lot of sense, right?
you make
think
that
about
up?
it. I did. Yeah. If someone else made it up, I call firsties.
Yeah,
on that one.
it's yours.
Patent pending. So this hits me, and I'm like, fuck. I gotta fucking take a shit. We just got to the hike, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna be fine. I'm going to start to exercise. My body's going to pull this back. I'm thinking I'm going to get in here, and I'm just going to get going. My body knows me, and he loves me. And he's going to say, you know what? You're going to enjoy this hike. I'm going to pull this diarrhea needle way back, and then we'll reconvene once we get settled in down the line.
We'll reconvene.
Yeah.
This is what I'm telling myself in my head as we get started. Ooh. So, spoiler alert. It becomes a big issue very quickly. Okay.
How long into the hike now does it become a major issue?
Within the first 30 to 40 minutes.
Oh.
It's a 3-hour hike. And just so you know, the first 30 to 40 minutes of this hike, I just looked at this. It's all steps. Straight up. I think.
Oh, Jesus.
It sounds like fun though. A step is like a perfect thing to lean against, and you just let it dribble down the hill.
Well, I mean,
Like, you just let it dribble down like a waterfall.
Let it out.
could have, but I mean,
Willy Wonka's chocolate waterfall.
I'm a man who's also conscious of other hikers, and I don't think anyone would be too pleased of just walking through my diarrhea
Look at this
waterfall
mudslide.
down the bottom of these
Yeah, you would
steps.
have left it behind for there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's about 1,500 steps. Right out the
Hold on,
gate.
Chick, what would you have done?
See, I need some. When I did shit in the side of a road.
All right, never mind, Ian. Keep going. That was too long. I was just looking for like I would have just shit right there. He's getting ready to tell us a tall tale.
Even I wouldn't have been able to do that.
It also seemed like there was a process for him, like he's done this multiple times. Now listen, when I shit on the side of the road, I got a process down. I have experience in this field.
When I'm climbing steps.
I'm not an amateur. I'm no an amateur when it comes to shitting on the side of the road. I'm pro status. Elite. You want to talk shit? I got a friend that is elite. Roadside shitter. You want some tips? Talk to this guy.
Oh, so great.
I'll do you a favor. So, we get along this hike, and it starts to escalate quickly. This is not going away. And it's just beautiful, but stone steps. And I'm trying to stay positive. I'm not bringing any of this up. Like, this is all internal. Like, I'm internally trying to keep myself going, keep myself positive.
Does your girlfriend know about any
She's
of
with
this?
me. The only thing she knows is I had to use the bathroom. I was like, God, I got to take a shit. That's all she knows. Like, I'm keeping it positive, and I'm trying to work this out in my head. And I start losing it. Like, irresponsibly overconfident, and now getting into a point where I'm just talking crazy to myself. And I'm not kidding. It got to a point where I was going in my head, dude, like, monks can hold their breath for like days and can't go. I'm like, you can do this. Like, this is the level I'm getting to in my head of like, I'm going to be able to fix this. So far gone already to the point of not coming to the realization of you're either shitting your pants or this, like, you're not making it as fun. Like, and as we're getting up these steps, I realize like something's got to be done about this.
The whole 3 hours
I'm not
is
gonna
straight
make
up.
No, the first like 40 minutes is like 600 steps. Then you're up. Then you're up at the top.
This whole
and
thing
it's
sounds
like you walk
awful
across.
to me, by the
I
way.
was just going to say, I'm trying to figure out why you're doing this, but all right.
You know, let alone you have to shit and walk up 15. No, thank you. This
I don't
sounds
like
awful.
walking up one flight of stairs.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it really says something about somebody's internal dialogue, though, when they can motivate themselves to that level that you're comparing the shit
Myself
you have
to
to
ninjas.
take
Yeah.
to a monk holding his breath underwater for hours at a time, or whatever it is, and it's like, wow, that's a motivational technique that. I don't know. Somebody, I don't know.
Those monks can do crazy
It
stuff.
sounds like it's a motivational technique that doesn't work. I don't know where this story's going, but I don't think it's gonna.
Look, it's internal mental desperation. Like, I'm reaching for any branch I can find. I'm watching a video the other day. This monk is slamming himself in the nuts with a cinder block over and over and over again. No problems. Like, he just looks like he's having another day in the park. This is what I'm trying to psych myself into. Is you can hold this in. You could do this.
Even a monk couldn't hold in a shit, though. When your body's telling you to shit, you shit.
Listen, I get a monk on this podcast.
Does anybody smell something right now, by the way? I mean, we're in the middle
Chick
of this.
just pointed to himself and said, "It was me." Whispered it.
You realize your ass is up right now.
that's why I was laughing.
I'm not gonna let that go. What are you doing? You just farted over there.
Yeah.
You know, you can not let it go. It's fine. I was right in B's face.
I'm just saying, if you're over there getting a diarrhea needle, you better get up and go use my bathroom.
Oh, no.
Because if you shit my couch,
I'm not even close to it. That was just a friendly thought.
friendly fire.
All this talk about diarrhea is making me get a shit.
I didn't know if it was in my head because we're telling the story, and now there was this odor that was coming across.
Your
the room.
senses are just really getting into it.
Like a scratch and sniff story.
Ian's such a good
I'm trying to make this
storyteller.
4D for him.
Oh yeah, I felt in it.
4D.
Who said that? I was looking down and I thought Chick said it, and I just looked up. That was a good impression. Was that B or Ian?
No, that was Ian.
That was
That's
Ian?
just like
such a good impression.
Classic,
Spot on.
like, middle-aged Long Island guy who just is trying to be cool with technology.
They got that new 4D over at the movie theater.
You see that?
The fourth dimension.
And
Just to mention,
that's all they're talking about for 2 weeks. Everyone, oh, did you run into him yet? He's going to tell you about the 4D. Just be prepared. Be prepared. He's going to talk all day about the 4D.
He's going on about his 4D experience again.
What are you saying over there? You telling him I'm going to tell him about the 4D? Because I am. 'Cause I am.
You know, it'd be great to watch that the Giants in 4D.
Oh, yeah.
That new Giant game.
You could smell the sweat. You can smell the stinking sweat from the whole stadium.
You could smell the quarterback's butt like you were the center. Like you were the center. You were taking a snap. You could smell his taint.
Whenever you do an impression, it goes somewhere else at the end. This has happened a few times.
I was doing the Italian guy accent, and I became Chinese.
Yeah.
I can't hold an accent apparently. Ian, well, you know what? Ian told us that he practices his accents in the shower. Maybe I should start doing that. He works on his voices.
I did flip. It's funny how brothers work. I flipped from Australian to English this morning, and he's like, you just went to an English accent in the middle of that. And
I still have
Those
the
are pretty
troubles
close, though.
I went same thing.
They're
Australia.
so similar.
They're the same.
Yeah.
They are the same.
So back to the shit story.
All right, so the realization has finally hit me. You're not making it.
Yeah. Point of no return.
So now I actually am looking for places to go take a shit, and I'm walking around, and the leaves on the trees are not big enough for what's about to happen. I can tell this is going to be messy.
Oh, you're looking for toilet paper at this point.
Yeah. Now I'm
You
still.
should be worried a little bit more about where you're gonna plop this than the teepee at that time.
No, look, there's areas. There's plenty of
there was?
But yeah, I'm in the woods. Like I'm climbing. We're climbing remember, we're climbing 650 steps. Like we're at the top of nowhere right now. Like there's just like
got
land
socks?
and desolation.
You got socks?
I do have socks, but we have a long day ahead of us. So I need my clothes. And I'm
about your
also
underwear?
I'm wearing a bathing suit.
Ah.
Can't do the undie drop. I knew that was going to come up. This was killing me.
Because that's a classic move.
Yeah, I was.
You take
yeah.
the shit, you wipe your ass with the
You
underwear,
just
and you
fucking
throw
free
it out.
ball, and
Who
it is what
cares?
it is.
Yep.
Take your chances.
I immediately.
We got a side story about that when I was a kid. I'll bring it up after
Yes.
it's done.
Love this
Ian
one.
was there because when
I
we were a
was.
kid, I did that, and he witnessed something pretty funny.
That was immediately one of the first things that crossed my mind, and something I regretted. I went, why did I just wear? Because I go to simplify my life. I go, I'm just going to wear the bathing suit the whole day. We got a whole thing planned after this, by the way. So I'm now going, why the fuck did I wear just the bathing suit? Because I could have. This whole problem, I would have had my undies. I would have wiped it. Fast forward.
Also, was it one of those bathing suits that has the mesh insides?
No mesh.
I was going to say,
They
walking
don't
up
really
the
do
stairs
those
with the
anymore, I don't
mesh,
think, do
that would have
they?
been.
Yeah. The mesh is
just,
unnecessary.
I just got a bathing suit with the mesh.
Yeah, no mesh.
Yeah.
What is the point of the mesh?
Keep your little balls
Support.
intact.
Supposed to keep you in the same. Yeah,
Keep you
tight.
locked in.
supposed to keep
That
you real
outta here.
tight.
Locked and
I
loaded.
agree with it. It's much better without.
Well, when your penis is the size of an acorn, you don't really need much support.
Yeah.
You talking about yourself?
I like to
Good comeback. It's one of those universal comebacks you can use on everyone.
No, you. No, that's you.
No, you.
The thing you just said is you. How does that sound?
I know you ain't talking about me. This dick is 4D.
That is.
4D dick right here. 4 different dimensions. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, it's not my fault squirrels love to play with my dick. Oh, wait, that's not what you meant by that?
Oh, God. Go on, please.
All right, so I'm scoping. Now
Yeah.
I'm looking around. I'm looking. I'm going detail.
You should
Right?
have been scoping from that first
I'm looking at the leaves.
needle.
Well, look,
along the way.
Needle.
first diarrhea needle. That's and everyone knows what I'm talking about. I think hopefully the podcast listeners here hear the word diarrhea needle, and immediately I hope their imagination goes back to like I remember that when I was a child.
Yeah.
When that diarrhea needle first hit me.
Yeah, I think it's-
and I felt the emergency suck through my body because there's that level of like fight
like
or
a hot
flight.
flash
Yeah,
through.
that fight or flight. Like that diarrhea needle hits you in between your butt cheeks, and you just go whoa. Whoa, my God! It's shock value. It halts everything in its place. So
course.
I'm searching. I'm looking at leaves. There's no leaves doing it justice. I just know I'm like, this is going to be so disgusting. And also, I know now that I'm really starting to think about how this is feeling, and I'm going, even if I shit out in the woods, I think I'm going back. If it comes to this.
It's gonna be a round 2.
I'm going to have to go leave. I'm not going to be able to go forward. That's how messy it's going to be.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
thinking
It's not going to be a clean break.
now I'm getting really nervous where I'm going, I'm not going to make it, and also I'm more than likely going to have to retreat. And I'm going to have to go back the way I came.
Retreat.
We're getting to the tops of these steps. And could remind you, the name of this hike is the Path of the Gods. Okay?
Gods aren't helping you out right now.
I see this area to the left that I can go off, and it's secluded. Looks like an old path that no one takes anymore. So I go to my head, this is the spot. Just go over there, you're secluded. If anyone's walking down the path, we haven't seen anyone yet, but if anyone comes up, you'll be by yourself. And something just tells me, like, it looks like the steps are finishing 20 steps up. Like, I could see the top. So I go, you know what? Get to the tops of the steps and see what's there. Just go to the top and see what you come up with. I go to the top of the steps, and there's this old building. And when I mean old, centuries. Like, it's been standing there forever. Like stone brick, really old. Walk through this corridor. It's an old cathedral at the top of this place. Really old cathedral. I walk through this little corridor. It's like an alley that takes you around this, from the side of it around to the front, and it's at the top of the cliff. So when you look over the front of this area, you can just see the whole coastline of the Amalfi Coast. Like, we're at the top. It's beautiful. I'm like, oh my God. But immediately, now, listeners and you all, do you really think it's now 6:45 in the morning? This cathedral is clearly built in like the 1600s.
Right.
I'm very off on the dates, but it's fucking old. Do you really think there's a public bathroom available at this point in time for me to use freely at the top of here? I'm immediately going, this is here just to tease me. I turn this corner. There's an old wooden door, wide open.
Wow.
On the top of it, 3 letters. M-E-N. Ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Men's room.
Did it matter if it said woman's?
You know what?
Right.
This came from the gods.
Anyway.
Someone was fucking looking out for me. I'm not kidding. So
I was thinking the gods were playing a prank on you.
and we actually have video of this place too. So Taylor, if you want to put this up, I don't know if you want to put it up on the website or something.
Do you have a picture of the bathroom door?
I do. It's
That's what we want.
We'll have to snapshot it off the video. I can get it though, so we can get a look at.
I want to see
at
that.
Snapshot it off the video. Did you give us a panoramic view of the inside of this bathroom?
No.
Did you take a picture of?
Like?
I'm going to get into that, but I handed my phone to my girlfriend just because I knew this was not going to be. I was in such like distress / relief that I immediately take my phone and go far over here. I'm going to be in here for a while.
I don't want you to listen to what's about to come out of me.
And I also, by the look of this door, I'm thinking it's not going to be, it's not nice in there. Like, that's my immediate reaction. Is that I have an outlet, but this is also going to be messy. Good. No, you know what? Great. Fantastic. So should I tell you what happens?
Please.
Should we go into? So
There's more. I thought that was the end. You found it and you sprayed.
I'm gonna wrap it up.
You sprayed the old.
Sprayed it up.
Just a little more in there. So I get in there.
All right, with a little bonus clip at the end of the credits.
Working.
It's like one of the new Marvels.
It's like the secret song at the end of the Green Day CD.
And this is gonna wrap.
Just keep listening, folks. It's like a secret songs at the end of those '90s CDs.
Yeah. I walk in there.
But the CDs were a thing.
Okay, I'm getting it real loud when I say this. I walk in.
This is really creeping me out.
I walk in there. There's no seat on the. There's a toilet. No seat. Guess what I say? No seat. No freaking problem over here, right? I gotta get this thing out of here. Right. Oh man! So
who needs a seat?
I pull a leaner. You know, I'm on it, so I just do one sheet down. Because also think, no, can't hover. Why can't I hover?
Because there's no seat?
No, I just walked 650 fucking steps. My legs will collapse if I hover. I gotta sit down. Like my legs are gassed.
I
need to lean on something. So I just do a half lean on the one side. And I start letting go. And I'm not going to give you a full description, but it's bad. It's like a mudslide. And then as I
not
said,
a full description.
As I
said, the mudslide.
That's a full description. If you're going to go any fuller than that, then
here's why
pretty much catering to a different audience.
Here's why
the scat babes crowd.
I know this is kind of gross. But
describe the graininess, the texture.
This is why I bring it up, because the realization after I sit down is there's no water in the toilet.
That's not your problem.
Yeah, who cares?
So, but look, this is a cathedral. Okay,
it's a place of holiness.
This is a place of holiness.
Go grab the holy water.
Like the grace from the gods. This thing is open. So I'm like, now I'm panicking, thinking I'm either going to have to leave this here, and it is really hot in there. It is hot to the dickens. Now I'm like, I'm going to have to leave this here, or if I risk flushing it and it floods, I'm going to have to run in a panic as like some priest from the monastery comes out. Like, boy. So none of that actually happens. Flushes like a fucking powerhouse. There is perfectly 2-ply toilet papers. Soft 2-ply toilet papers, working sink, and paper towels. And I see right as I'm wrapping up, it says, please drop in 50 €50 for use of this restroom. I dropped it double. And I said, thank you, cathedral and priests. So, successful make the rest of the hike. But as I was leaving, I'm walking out, and one of the priests, Italian, off the boat, just comes out of the cathedral.
Wait, you're in Italy, but the Italian is off the boat. Italian. That's what you say when they leave Italy and they get off the boat. So this is Italian.
Yeah.
Hasn't even gotten on the boat
Hasn't
yet.
even gotten on the boat.
Italian pre-boat. pre-boat Italian.
So there's off
Native.
the boat Italian in Italy.
Italian native.
God.
He looks at me and he says, oh, did you use the bathroom? And I said, yeah, I just took a big diarrhea. And he says, oh, you didn't say that was going to be a diarrhea, poopies, and that's going to be extra. And that's the end of my story there, ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
my God. Oh God, you are the best.
Some people are just going to be like, what are you talking about? That's an obscure reference to the pizza story. Not obscure to us. We get it.
Hey, listen, if you're a listener to the
That's
show,
gonna be extra.
yeah.
And see, you could. Well, the funny thing is, you could completely tell when I started lying about that story because that guy doesn't exist, and I'm like, off the boat Italian guy in
Off the
Italy.
boat.
That's when I
hilarious.
start wrapping up. But
So that punchline or that ending there to Ian's story is from the 99-cent slice episode, and we also have a 99-cent slice short clip.
A short clip. One of
on
my favorite
YouTube.
clips.
Yeah, it's a little story about 99-cent
It
slice.
actually is one of the best stories on the on our show.
I don't know. This diarrhea needle is up there.
No, we
now.
have a lot of
Diary
good
needle.
ones, but I
love Morbid Bird.
that
Morbid
story.
Bird story is my favorite
Yeah,
from the
that was-
last episode.
That was sad.
And actually, I might put these episodes out of order. I might put this one first and the one we did first next week because I like this one a lot. Do you
this
guys
is
like this
fun.
episode?
Yeah, I like that.
Is
I was
anybody
at the-
nodding along to this right now, listening to us say this in their car, at their office
I would
desk,
listen to them
listening?
both
Chick, shut the
first.
fuck up and let me finish what I'm saying. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think?
He might have a point though,
Why?
because
fuck it.
because we.
we're referencing.
Well, let's talk about that after
Yeah.
the show.
I was in the edge of my seat through every step of that Amalfi coastal.
Someone was looking out for me. And should I just say what the name of the place was? The cathedral.
Yeah, you want to give it a
Yeah.
shout out?
It is Convento di San Domenico. So thank you for saving my life. And the rest of the hike was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I got so many good
What
photos. The hike
relief-
was beautiful.
It must have
gorgeous.
been such sweet relief after you
Dude,
left.
I skipped.
Yeah.
I started jumping, and I was like, "Yes, the day is mine." And we went and had a fantastic day after that. But I'm telling you, if I chose to go in the woods, I would have had to go home.
You would have had to
There's
go
no
home.
question. I wouldn't have made
Well, it seems like a very godly experience.
it. It was.
Do you guys realize that in this episode we started talking about Spain, Spanish people, and Spanish names? Then we started talking about Chick's interaction with a Spanish lady that lived in France.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Well,
the profile said it was. but
whatever it was.
It is the theme of that story. And then we went on to Ian and being in Italy and a lot of international affairs on this
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
A lot of international affairs. That just kind of happened.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's weird how that's happened in the past where it just we look back and it's all kind of tied together.
Right.
Oh,
Well, I got
There's a theme.
Yeah, I had an incident when I was a child that you reminded me of, and I'll just talk about it quick, tell this quick story. We were children, and it was me and my brother and my cousin Mark and my dad, and we were at Friendly's, and we're walking into Friendly's, and my dad was big on the farting.
yeah, we've heard this before.
You have?
I think you
On the
yeah.
show?
No, not this. I'm sorry. With your dad with the farting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I talked about the farts. So he let one out, and then as a kid, I said I felt one. I had the fart needle. So I guess you could call it that. And I go, oh yeah, you think that was big? Listen to this. And I pushed as hard as I can, and a vein popped out in my head, and no sound came out. And all three of them turned around and looked at me and went, "What? Where is it?"
We were waiting.
It was not a fart. I shat my fucking pants like you wouldn't believe. It was like, and I went, never mind, it went away, and like nervously laughed. So and then we get inside the Friendlies, and I go, all right, guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. The first thing I do is run into the bathroom because I crapped my pants as a kid. How old were they? 10?
God.
Probably.
You made your own Fudgy the Whale. Or was that Carvel? Doesn't matter.
I did the old trick. I took the underwear off. I cleaned it up with that. I had to take the underwear off, though. It wasn't like I used it as toilet paper. It
Yeah.
was basically covered in poop. and I put it in the toilet. I went to flush the toilet because I wanted to get rid of the evidence. And then my cousin and my brother came in looking for me because they didn't know where I was. And
It was gone for a while.
Yeah, it was gone for a while.
What's going on with this
There was
guy?
a lot of
order.
There was very messy. There was a lot of cleaning up to do, a lot of angles to wash up. And when they came in, they, what are you doing in here? I'm like, nothing. And the toilet was overflowing and water was splashing all over the ground because my underwear had clogged it.
That's also the problem with a situation like this is not only do you have to like work yourself through it, you got to get your story straight for everyone else too.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, how am I going to tell them something that doesn't explain this?
Wait, so you flushed the underwear?
I went to flush it and it just got clogged and the whole bathroom started flooding.
Oh, you
And then when
never
they
flush.
came in, I tried to like get out of there. Then I ran into the open door. I think they opened the door and I slammed my head into it. So the bathroom's flooding. I just gave myself a black eye basically, and they got the two of them like, what the hell is going on in here?
We had a wonderful lunch.
Yeah,
The tuna salad was fantastic.
I had the
Put
chicken
too much mayo on your
tenders.
tuna.
Too much van.
Have you ever thrown a pair of underwear out in the garbage? Because I've had to do that.
You mean just like going through your drawer and you see one with a bunch of holes in it,
No.
and you don't want to throw them out?
I have a pair of underwear that's ripped to shreds right now.
Right, you know that's the thing with guys. I look at it, and I'm like, oh man, this underwear's got some holes in it. Maybe I should throw it. But man,
got
we've
some
had some
life in
good
it.
times, and this underwear's been good to me. Look what we've
Yeah.
been through. These are like I can't just let these go.
I have a
It's a
pair.
good pair of drawers.
I have a pair of boxer shorts that are red, and you can see right through them.
See through now.
That's how fucking old they are. You can hold them up and see through both sides, the front and the back. And now, on principle, I just don't want to get rid of
They
them.
just
'cause they're that
shimmer?
old. Yeah,
They're like a shimmer.
if I
gloss.
let them go into the air, I probably wouldn't be able to find them. They would just disintegrate.
So B, why do you ask if we ever
So
thrown out
after
a
my
pair?
21st birthday, for my 21st birthday, I spent the night in the city. We got a hotel room. We went out somewhere, and the next day we went to the Fridays in like Times Square, and you know the hungoverness and the everything that was going on with the Fridays, the food and all that.
the TGI Fridays.
Yeah. And I went to the bathroom, and it was Times Square TGI Fridays. It's
Oh,
like
God.
there's people in and out. So I go in there, and there's only a little bit of toilet paper left. And I
If anybody's watching the podcast, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's a chick thing. Let's make fun of him. He didn't have the mic anywhere near his mouth. He started yawning and put the mic up to his mouth while he yawned.
Really?
It was he was like this. The mic was
over here, and then I started yawning. I was like,
And you went like this.
yeah.
You see that on
Oh,
YouTube.
God.
Sorry, B. Sorry, I'm sorry.
So yeah, I
TGI
basically-
Fridays, Times-
Friday. So I'm in there, and this kid's going in, and it was awful. It was like a lot. It was a mess, and I didn't want to leave when somebody was outside. There was like all these families coming in, and I used all the toilet paper that was left, and I had one thing left to use, and that was my underwear, and I had to wipe with my underwear.
What's funny is when you set the tone with all these families are coming in, and here you are,
That just makes the stress level.
Well,
yeah,
because
like the stress level is going up.
Because in order to use your underwear, you have to take your whole pants off. So, and it was like you could see under. So there's
Shoes off, pants off.
jeans there. I actually
Is that
considered
like somebody getting dressed?
I
in there?
actually
What is-
considered
why are
just
all these clothes on the
ripping
floor?
it off from here, so I don't have to undress myself. I'm like, should I just can I rip it?
Like in Zoolander when he fucking
Just pull-
rips his underwear
Yes.
Just pull a Hulk Hogan.
Situations you find yourself in are just always. they
I
never
am
cease.
I know.
a real American. Just rip them.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I tried. I'm like,
Yeah.
But you know, my friends are texting me. They're like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, just having an issue in here." And
They know what that means.
yeah, and yeah, I had to use my underwear, and then I knew I couldn't. There was like people in there nonstop, so like I was like, I have to throw this underwear in the garbage. There was a little garbage there, but it was not in the stall, obviously. So I had to like sort of take the underwear and like hide it under my shirt, and then throw it in the garbage in the main bathroom
Main
area.
garbage.
Does this
Yeah.
make sense?
Yes.
It makes sense because
You had to get into the public eye of
Yes.
the individuals in
I
the
had to hold
restroom
it.
to dispose
I had to
of the
do
shitty
one of these,
underwears.
like put it under my shirt, sort of.
because there's different types of people. There's somebody who would just say "fuck this" and throw it in the corner.
Yeah, no, I
and
wasn't gonna do
right
that.
where you were, or like smush it up against the wall and let it slowly drag
Let it
down,
slowly
like
drag down.
like or something like that. But you wanted to
No, I'm a
actually do
gentleman.
the right thing.
I put my dirty underwear in the trash.
Like a civilized person.
Yeah.
He also writes.
I
his,
let it sit.
He also writes his name on his underwear, so he would have been caught red-handed. Who's Brendan Ryan? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I got
Who's
a little package in the mail next day. TGI Fridays.
Hey, we thought you left these in the bathroom. We wanted to give these back to you. And by the way, here's a coupon for 10% off on your next visit. We really appreciate you coming to Fridays.
Oh God.
Well, we could tell by your underwear you loved our bloomin' onion. So here's a free
God.
coupon for the bloomin' onion. Guys, what's wrong with Chick right now? What is
Yeah.
he doing? Why aren't you
Yeah,
talking
you are in
anymore?
What do you mean? I'm waiting.
Why are you
to
so
tell
quiet?
A story.
That's it.
And next, and
Yeah,
guess,
yawn
I
in.
didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, but you look out of it.
You look.
right?
You're right. What's going
All
on?
right, I'm good.
Let's gang up on him.
And next time you're here, the underwears are on us. Give you a fresh pair of undies.
Oh God.
Oh, that's good. Guys, do we got anything else to talk about? I think we're at the end of the episode.
Oh wow, I don't feel how quick that one was.
Can I just bring up this? I think our audience needs to hear this. The store I just saw. So this is real quick. There's nothing other than the store, but I'm driving. Oh, I'm in a cab to the train to come here today, and the name of this storefront is the original Espanol Deli 2. So it's the original second.
That
original
doesn't make any
second
In my
deli.
mind, that doesn't make any sense.
I picture.
The original sequel.
I picture this.
Is that what that would? That's what it would be.
Seems like it.
The original Albert's Pizza 7. Like what? This is the original Albert's Pizza 7 stores ago? No. It's this one.
I just hope it was a big feud and that guy was about to break open the original store, and then 2 days beforehand, one of his associates scummed him and
just added that.
and took the business name. So he goes, "No, I'm going to do it too." So we're going to take the same exact name, 2.
Oh my God.
It's the second one,
And
I hope it
slap
was
the
something
original
like
in
that.
front of it.
and slap the original right in front of him.
That's great.
Because the original is synonymous with the first. So technically,
think.
we're saying this is the first Spanish deli 2. It's the first one, but it's 2, right? That's why.
Listen,
Is that?
Yeah.
Is my math correct?
That is correct.
as far as my mind can go,
Guys,
that's
do we have a whiteboard in here? Can we
got a
whiteboard this one
yeah.
out?
You know we do.
You ever
I
see-
was just kidding.
you
We
ever
got a
see-
whiteboard.
You ever see those memes online where there's like a cat staring at a
Yeah.
jump it's about to make, and they flash all these mathematical equations across the screen and play some spooky like X-Files music, like the cat's trying to calculate the jump,
yes.
and then it jumps and just like falls directly onto the ground. That's what that picture. You're staring at the sign like trying to figure it out. All those equations going by. But you know what? That fits in with this episode. It's Spanish related. Did you know
Yeah,
that? Did
you're
we know
right.
that while you were
There's
staring?
another one.
Is anybody else realizing the international
Wow.
appeal that we have on this episode?
Listen,
Chick, text that chick from France.
Get her back.
Tell her to
You know
listen
the
to the
other
show.
chick we brought up that
you
I
know-
was talking to is Cuban.
You know, you didn't even mention the Adult Baby Show. You should you didn't even boast like, "Hey, what's up, chick from France? I'm like this big podcast star in America, born and raised." Fucking
Born and raised.
Send her a link to the podcast. So at least while she's scamming you, you could try to
Listen to
promote
the show. We can really expand your network of
Yeah.
identity stealing to all of our listeners.
Yeah, we have a lot of people.
That's a good idea.
Catfish.
All right, I'm gonna end this.
Let's do it.
What do you think?
Hey, it was great to be with you guys today.
Ian,
I
always a
enjoyed it.
pleasure. It's great.
No, you.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
We love
Yes.
you, buddy. Everybody listening, we love you.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Ian.
you, guys.
Go to www.adultbabyshow.com. That's where you can link with us on social media, especially that Instagram. Give us a follow. If you enjoyed the episode, you made it this far, tell somebody you know. Share about the show. Say, hey, I got this funny podcast. Why don't you give it a listen?
We're coming in 4D, folks. Watch and listen.
Yeah.
Spread the word, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
B, you got any shows coming up?
Nothing. I'm going to Disney on Monday.
That's it. All right, then we're out. Thanks, everyone.